Hello, and thank you so much for joining my recent Time and Freedom webinar, which I hope that you found really interesting and inspiring. And I've had tons of great feedback about this webinar, people getting really excited about it, and also people that have already taken that decision to start their new journey into starting their own creative home business. And obviously, I hope that you too will also decide to take this path too. But the webinar special offer is only available for 5 days from when you registered for the webinar. So I want to make sure that I use the next couple of days to provide you with as much information as I possibly can to help you make the right decision for you. So I thought a good place to start would be to revisit the profit margins and earning potentials. And I thought I'd do it in 2 stages. So at the moment, if we focus on the Keepsake Jewellery, and then I'll do a separate video to look at the live casting opportunity. So I'm just going to share my screen with you so we can go in a little bit more detail than we did on the webinar, and I can show you how we came up with those figures. Okay, so we have here a cost and prices spreadsheet, and this is where we calculate the component costs of the products. So again, as per the webinar, I'm just focusing on one product within the Keepsake Jewellery range, just to keep things very simple. And I'm going to be focusing on if you were producing a fingerprint jewellery pendant. And I know from my own experience, having been in this business for almost 17 years, that the cost of the components to make up these products, well, you would need basically 6 grams of silver clay to make a single fingerprint jewellery pendant. Now, this is dependent upon the size, the shape of the charm that you make. But these figures are based upon my own training programs and the amount of silver clay that we tend to use in terms of the shape and the size and the thickness that we roll out the clay. So you're going to typically use about 6 grams of silver clay, which would cost you about £12.24. You can buy the silver clay in different quantities, 7 gram packs, 10 gram packs, 50 gram packs. It's more cost effective to buy it in a bigger pack, but ultimately you're only going to have to use 6 grams per silver clay charm, and that is the rough price that it would cost you, £12.24. You're also going to need some moulding compound for creating the fingerprint mould. And again, you buy a big tub of this, but you only use a very small amount, and that would cost you about 20 pence. You're also going to need some liver of sulphur for adding the patina. And again, it's in a bottle, and you would use a tiny amount, which would cost you about 1 pence. You're also going to need a jump ring, a sterling silver jump ring, and that's going to cost you about 35 pence. Again, you buy them, in packs, so a pack of 10, and you'd use one, and the cost of that's going to be about 35 pence. And you would also need a sterling silver snake chain, and that's going to be about £5. So again, you can see here, the cost of those components is £17.80. So if we wanted to charge £85 for these, which is roughly what, if you look in the marketplace, this is what most of the fingerprint jewellery or keepsake jewellery companies are charging for a fingerprint jewellery pendant. So if we wanted to charge £85, that means that we would have a profit margin of £67.20. So if I put that in there as the profit margin, and you'll see that then populates that the price per unit, or the retail price, is £85. So what this means is that you've got a profit margin on this product of 79% and a markup of 378%. And basically, you're going to be making £67.20 for every fingerprint jewellery pendant that you make and sell. So I hope that makes sense. I just tried to go into a little more detail to show you how we come up with those figures. But what I want to do now is quickly go through to showing you how that translates into potentially what you could earn as well. So I just want to go over and share my screen again. So if you bear with me. Okay, and what we've got here is basically a sales forecast. So when you start your business, obviously you would need to produce your own sort of sales forecast for your sales coming up. And this is all things that we can help you with when you join the program. So we've got all of the months of the year laid out here at the top of the spreadsheet. And we've got product one, which basically the data is populated over here from the sales, from the cost and pricing forecast that we used earlier. And so what we need to do then is actually prepare a sales forecast of what we're going to sell per month. And as we showed you on the webinar, basically you would only need to sell about 40, I think it was 49 pieces of jewellery a month to earn £50,000 per year, which is totally achievable so long as you put all of your best efforts into marketing and promoting your business. But obviously when you're starting out, you can't expect that in month one you're going to be selling 50 pieces of jewellery. But obviously in year two, you're going to have more consistency over your sales. But let's say that you're starting out, and let's say you start your business in January. Let's assume in the first month that you sell 5 pieces of fingerprint jewellery. And then normally what would happen when you've been established in your business, you'd want to plan for particular seasons. So for instance, Valentine's Day, you would expect to have a big hike in sales because this jewellery will really spike in sales at certain seasonal events. So that would be Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. And then throughout the rest of the year, the sales would be more consistent because it would be more gifts for people's birthdays, which obviously happen throughout the year. So normally what we would expect is that your sales would go up leading up to February. But we're assuming you're just starting this business. So again, in your first year, if you're only starting in January, you can't expect to have a huge amount of sales in February. But let's say that you've got 10 in February. And then March is, you're going to have Mother's Day sales. So let's say that your sales then have gone up to 20, and then your sales start gradually ramping up as you do your marketing and people begin to hear about you. So we're going to gradually ramp that up to the target of 50 per month that we said that you want to earn from your business. If you wanted to earn £50,000, then you would need to sell, I think we said 49 per month, but let's put 50 in there. And so what we've assumed is that in your first month, you only sell 5, second month 10, then 20, 30 in April, and then it slowly ramps up to 50. And then if we move over, you can see that that would mean in your first year, you'd have a sales income of 37,400. So that's being sort of realistic, that you're not going to be starting out with like 50 sales every month. But when you get into like year 2, and as you build your business up, then obviously people should know who you are. You know, you've got your marketing in place, you've got referrals and word of mouth marketing, which should mean that you have, you know, very consistent sales throughout the year. So let's just change that up again, and let's say that you sell. Let's say sometimes January can be a little bit quiet after Christmas. So let's say that you only sell 25 that month, but then it will ramp up because you've then got Valentine's Day in February. So let's say that you sell 60 in February, and then again March is Mother's Day. So let's say that again you sell 60 in March, but it may go a little bit quieter in April, but then it will start ramping up again because you've got Father's Day coming up. So let's say you've got 50 in May and 60 in June. Okay, and let's say that sales go back down a little bit during the summer. But then they start ramping up again because as soon as summer's over, it's Christmas, and people start their Christmas shopping quite early. So let's say that your sales are going to really start to spike coming up to Christmas. So let's say that you sell 60 here. Okay. And as you can see then, that's going to give you a sales turnover about 49,000, nearly 50,000. And that's taking into account, you know, slow periods. So you might not be so busy in January, and then ramping up on seasonal periods when you've got Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. And I factored in again, sort of, you know, possibly may go a little bit quieter other times of the year, and then back up again for Father's Day, slowing down a bit during the summer, and then back up as well for Christmas as well. So these are not particularly ambitious figures. I'm just giving you an illustration. And the best thing, as I said, when you start your business, you need to work out what your target income is. What do you want to earn? So if you're saying that you want to earn £50,000, you need to work it back. You know, how many do you need to sell per month to make that happen? And then you need to ensure that you've got the right marketing in place at the right time to ensure that you reach those targets. So for instance, when you develop your marketing plan, you'd be looking at, you know, what do you have to do at certain times of the year to make this happen? So you'd want to be very clear that you'd need to start your sales and promotions for Valentine's Day in January. And so you'd need to think, okay, what, you know, where do I need to be? Where do I need to market? How do I need to market for Valentine's Day? Because that's obviously a different audience to Mother's Day. So you know, the key to success is planning your business and ensuring that you're doing the right marketing at the right time. You then start promoting for Mother's Day. As soon as Valentine's over, you're all out in promoting your products for Mother's Day. So your marketing message is going to change, and perhaps the events that you attend are going to change, and you know, the channel that you're marketing through. The great thing now is that we've got digital marketing, which is amazing. So although I do recommend that you go to events and you actually get out there and meet customers, we've got such a great opportunity now with digital marketing. So there's so much that you can do with social media marketing, email marketing, to actually get your message and your products out there. And again, you know, when you've got Father's Day, you'd need to start marketing for that. Obviously the dates of Father's Day change, but let's say you're going to need to start marketing for that at the end of April. So again, what you need to do, and obviously we will help you with this once you begin the training program, you need to get a seasonal marketing plan in place so that you can actually have a look at, like, okay, at this time of the year, this is my focus. It's Valentine's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's Father's Day, it's Christmas. These are the promotional messages that I'm going to get out there. These are the images that I'm going to use in my digital marketing. These are the events that I'm going to attend to enable me to achieve my target income of 50 sales per month, or whatever it is that your target is. So that is just to give you an illustration, and obviously this figure will go up depending upon what your sales are each month. But the key to success is actually having a clear vision of how many products you want to sell, and then breaking it down by month, and also looking at the seasons to see how you can optimize your sales during those busy periods, those seasonal periods like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. And then during the quieter periods, how do you optimize your sales during those periods to make sure that your sales stay consistent during the quieter periods? And that's going to be focusing on, you know, the fact it's people's birthdays consistently throughout the year. So again, your marketing message would change there. So I hope that was just a quick tour through the type of spreadsheets really you're going to need to use when you start your business to plan out your sales and your forecast to ensure that you stay on track to earn what you want to earn from your business, so that you are successful and profitable in your business and your life. So I hope that you found that helpful, and obviously if you do have any questions, then please do let me know. But I do hope that you found that helpful in your decision making of whether this is the opportunity that you want to get involved in. All right, thank you and bye-bye for now.